guys, Jake Peffer here. Welcome back to Jake's Cinema Room. I am back with another movie review for you. Today I am going to be taking a look at the newest romantic comedy, Bros, which stars Billy Eichner. This is also written by him and is directed by Nicholas Stoller, who you might be familiar with from The Muppets, the remake with Jason Segel, that is, both Neighbors movies, for Getting Sarah Marshall and Get Him to the Greek. So this guy has a pretty nice filmography of directing some arguably pretty funny comedies, I would say. In this movie, we follow Billy Eichner, who plays Bobby. He has a podcast and is about to open up the first LGBTQ history museum in New York. He's very excited about it. Him and his team that he's got together are trying to put the finishing touches on it, get some last minute donations to help get things moving and get everything they want for this nice piece of history. He is constantly on Grindr and some of these dating apps and whatnot, looking for hookups and everything like that, because he's just not committed to being in a relationship. This is a guy who's in his 40s now, and he has never committed to a relationship in his life, essentially. One night out at a club, he happens to run into a guy that he thinks is very attractive in Aaron, who is played by Luke McFarlane, and they kind of have an awkward meeting. They hit it off a little bit, but there's definitely some tension between the two. They end up reconnecting later and trying to build a relationship, despite the fact that neither one of them has ever committed to a relationship for longer than, a hookup or for a couple weeks at best. So we watch as a romantic comedy unfolds with these two guys who essentially can't get past just hooking up with other guys. And it makes for, I would say, one of the more unique romantic comedies that we've gotten in quite a long time. Yes, this movie is very pro-gay. Billy Eichner and I believe Luke McFarlane as well are both gay in real life, and the way that they showcase the relationship between these two guys, I think, is done very well. This is something you typically don't see in movies. It's generally always between a man and a woman, and I think them portraying these two gay men and kind of flipping the script on, your traditional romantic comedy, it bodes well for the movie. And what's great about this movie is, even though it's pro-gay and it's helping to push and put gay people in the spotlight, and also trans, bisexual, and everybody a part of the LGBTQ community. It's not light on making fun of that community as well, and that's something I can definitely appreciate with it. It pokes fun at a lot of the things that typically get steeped in the stereotypes when it comes to that community. And those are some of the best aspects of the movie, is when it pokes fun at itself and, is a bit self-aware with, some things, just like anybody else, can be ridiculous, and they have fun with it. And that's something you can really appreciate in a movie like this, is when you can look at yourself and make fun of yourself in a lot of ways. Like I said, this movie is written actually by Billy Eichner and Nicholas Stoller. And they've put together a great and really funny script here. This movie is like joke after joke after joke after joke. It is consistently funny. I would argue it's probably one of, if not the funniest movie of this year. I was laughing throughout the entire screening. I mean, it's comedy gold. It's a laugh riot. There is a lot of awkward scenes here and there that definitely build for some pretty big laughs. A couple of dinner scenes that go the wrong way. There's some great cameos in here. I won't spoil any of them, but when they pop up, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and all of those hit very well. The biggest thing I can say about this movie and what makes it shine really well is the relationship between Billy Eichner and Luke McFarlane's characters. Without their chemistry together, this movie would definitely suffer. But thankfully, They both work very well together, and they give off a very great vibe. And it's one of those romantic comedies where you definitely want to see them make it to the end. I mean, as most romantic comedies go, that's typically what you want. But this is one where you really want these two guys to get together, because they, despite being so different from one another, are definitely made for each other, at least by the way the movie sets things up. But yeah, I mean, I can't really stress how good this movie really is. Like I said, it is extremely funny. It's very clever writing, and that's something that's missing, I feel like, in a lot of comedies these days. You look at a lot of these comedies that come out on Netflix or go straight to streaming, or even some of the ones that go into theaters, and a lot of the time, while they can be funny here and there, the jokes and the writing itself just never feel all that genuine a lot of the time. With this movie in particular, you're getting a lot of genuine feelings from it, and the way that these jokes and these interactions and everything are put on screen, it just works really well. And this is without a doubt Nicholas Stoller's best directed movie since Forgetting Sarah Marshall. For him to start out his career with Forgetting Sarah Marshall is kind of crazy in and of itself, and he's had a great track record since then, but this is by far his best movie overall since that one, and that's saying a lot because, like I said, he's had some good ones in between there. Overall, I would give Bros an 8.5 out of 10. It is definitely worth checking out once it hits theaters on September 30th. If you have gotten a chance to see Bros, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll leave all my links to places where you can follow me and read more of my reviews down below. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you all later.